Hey guys, welcome to Right on Red. I'm your host Brian. Let's get right to this. Right behind me, you can see a flyer that's been going around all over the area. It says, the Center for Youth presents the Big Queer Prom, Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, 6 till 9 p.m. So you think, okay, that's whatever, people want to be around people who are, sexually the same as them. That's fine. But then the next line, I look down and I see ages 13 to 20. Attendance is free. Location sent via email after the registration. So it's a secret one. People do things in secrecy usually when they know they're doing something wrong. Just saying. Beverages and appetizers provided. Questions, call this number. And they have a little scan code right behind me. But let's get back to the ages 13 to 20. Okay, let's say we had a straight party like this, that everyone, the reason they were all the same was because we all were, I don't know, something. It's got to be something that it brings you together sexually, because that's what brings these people, that group of these people together. That's what their common, the common theme is here. All LGBTQ, queer, whatever you want to call it. And so what if we had a prom where everyone that was straight was brought together by a sexual reason, and the ages were 13 to 20. Now, a father of 13-year-old girl in middle school gets the flyer because she says, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna go. This Saturday, June 3rd, I'm gonna go to this prom thing that they're throwing. All attire. I can wear whatever I want. It's pretty cool. It's at a secret location though. So I'm gonna go with a couple friends. Well, how old are your friends? Well, one's 14, but two of them are 20. They're the ones that are gonna pick us up. Wait, 20? Thought you said it was a prom for your age. Oh no, I didn't say for our age. I just said it's an off-school, completely, we have no clue who set it up, prom, that's what they're calling it, party, for people who think the same sexually as I do. So, it's going to be fun. What do you think that girl's father would say? I don't guarantee the conversation wouldn't be as smooth as I just made it. I have a feeling that father, and along with 20 other fathers, would be finding out who decided to throw this party, where it is, and then when they got there, there'd be hell to pay. That's my thoughts right there. So, listen, people are so scared to say anything because they don't want to be called, transphobic, or you don't want to be called a bigot against LGBTQ rights or people or anything like that. You have to stand for everything they say, or else you're just this and that, and a racist and a misogynistic and this and that. Well, BS. I don't go for that. I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I know how I feel isn't racist or transphobic, because I don't have hatred towards any group of people, no matter what their color are, no matter what their sexual preferences, no matter what they think of themselves. I do, however, believe that morals and values and laws don't stop where a group starts. Just because they're the group in the spotlight right now from the Democratic Party, and they're the woke kings and queens right now, doesn't mean laws don't apply to them. So it really heats me that this is how the thought process works right now. Now it's just people involved in LGBTQ, but with the, all these straight, white, suburban, social justice warriors too. It's like, oh, leave them alone, whatever. Well, I'm watching a gay pride parade in the news the one day, and they have to blur it out because while walking with kids on a float in front of them, this one guy comes up behind another guy and actually has intercourse with him quick. That's just normal. That's normal. So if I walked up behind a girl and had intercourse with her at a parade with kids right in front of me, I'd be left alone. It'd be cool. The cops would be like, oh, look at him. Look at him. He's just having fun. He's just having fun. If the kids see it, they see it. They're going to learn it anyways. Matter of fact, let's get two of the kids. I mean, come on. Seriously. I would have been in jail. I would have been identified and labeled as a sex predator, rightfully so. A child sex predator, because I wouldn't be allowed around schools or parks or anything like that where kids are, because I decided to have sex in front of children that were 5 feet in front of me, and I was walking alongside that float, in front of the float, behind the float. But it was left alone. Nobody cared. Nobody did a thing about it because they're scared to. People who have these kids and they're sexualizing them with the drag queens, with this and that. Nobody cares. That we're not talking about because they're drag queens, they're bad people. No one's saying that. You know what we're saying? If 6 white men walked into the town hall of a town and said, hey, I want to have a day where I can read these kids in the area sexually explicit stories at the library. Me and my 5 buddies here, we're all men, white men. Is that cool? There'd be a lot of questions being asked, right? So when trans or when drag people do it, it's okay. Just that doesn't exist anymore. Listen, people gotta start speaking up. This is nonsense. 13-year-old boys and girls going to an event where the common theme is sexuality? No, that doesn't work for me. And it shouldn't work for you. And if you're allowing your kid to go to this, if he's still living at your house, he or she, and they're under the age of, if they're still a child, considered in the laws of the eyes of the law a child, if you're allowing him or pushing him to go to this, you got real issues. You better look in the mirror and maybe honestly do some research and check your values and morals, because it's ridiculous. It's insane. And just because society is allowing it right now doesn't mean that the people in the future who actually see things for what they really are going to allow it and like it and respect it and believe that wrong is right and right is wrong. At some point, wrong will become wrong again. Right will become right again. And laws will be enforced again. Believe me, it will happen, because you can't go like this in a society such as ours and have it sustained in any plausible way. It will continue to decline, and the demise will happen quicker and quicker, and eventually our society won't even be a civilized society anymore. Now, I'm not talking a year or two down the road. I'm talking longer than that, but still, it's happening a lot quicker than anybody else would have thought. It's happening in real time to us, so maybe you don't see that as much. But if you just were to beam yourself from 2015 till today and look at the difference, and you didn't know all we went through that during that time, you'd be culture shocked to death. I'm serious. You would be shell shocked so bad you wouldn't know what to do. It is so different. And if you just look at things like the teaching aids, the books they use in schools, the format they use, the teachers themselves, the language they use, the new class names, in college it's the same way. Benefits for certain groups and not for others, which is called racial and regular discrimination. It's literally that's the definition of it, but we don't enforce it anymore in this land. We have Democratic state legislators in Texas calling Greg Abbott racist because Greg Abbott said that everyone should be hired or promoted or advanced or given consideration due to merit alone and who's the best for the job. And that's it, not on race or skin color. And the Democrat called Abbott a huge racist for saying that. Backwards as hell. Backwards as hell. So if you guys know anything to do about this, if you guys needed more information, the number's right on there. Call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office if you want. Call the state police. Figure out what's going on and tell them, this is wrong. People need to speak up. We need to speak up. We need to inform people what's going on. Most people don't know this is going on. Inform them. Thanks for watching. Be back soon.